I was very young when it kind of all began for me. I was out of the house at 13, and I went to work, got into the trades, and I moved from state to state. I married a girl that I had met at a party. We had 8 children together. Here I was, I had a large family. It was just all I could do to go to work each day and just try to support them. I moved to Las Vegas to take a job, and so I would travel back and forth from Las Vegas to southern Utah, spend the weekends with my family there. And eventually that got to where I was staying over the weekends. Eventually I abandoned my family and didn't go home. And so Sin City was a reality for me. I had a lot of extra money and I was spending it on alcohol. You know, I just couldn't get enough. I was taking a lot of time off of work at this point. I didn't know how to show up. As long as I had vodka in the freezer, I was good. And I found myself at work, noon would come around and I'd be going through withdrawals. At that point, it was way past manageable. So I made a decision. I was going to get sober. And in that year is when a friend of mine introduced me to Central. But it took me about a year and I was back in that addiction. It wasn't all of a sudden one day. It was just I'll have one drink with a friend, and then I was drinking half a gallon of vodka at night. And it was different this time for sure. I found myself on my knees in my garage, pounding on the floor, crying out to Jesus to help me, please God, help me. You know, that was the moment for me. So I started coming back to Central. I found out that it was more than just attending church. It was the way I lived. It was the way I managed my finances. It was so many different things. A few more years went by and I'm still staying sober, going to church. I'm enjoying what Christ is doing in my life. I meet this lady and I had asked her to coffee. That very next weekend, I thought, well, you know what? I should ask her out again. So I'm like, well, I go to this church over here at Central. Would you like to join me? And so we attended together for the first time that weekend, and that was really an awesome experience. We began dating, and we lived in a manner that we wanted God to be the center of our dating relationship. And we ended up getting married in the next year. We were baptized together, and I started helping around the church. And really got to find out what community was. Friends gathering together, bringing Jesus into people's lives that may have never had that opportunity otherwise. I'm just extremely grateful that God brought me here and that I have the ability to bring my family here. Some of my children come out of there and became, reunited and part of my life. I think one of the biggest moments was the night of Central Live. My son comes to me and asks to be baptized. We baptized him that night, just to watch his heart and how he had given himself to Jesus. That's probably one of the biggest highlights of my life. I have a family that's being restored. I abandoned them, and God has restored that.